Patience.
Hold on.
What the problem?
I don't know. I can't see those today.
There it goes. Okay. Like how I have to manually pull up the YouTube feed and then OBS goes, yeah, we're live on both platforms. Sooner.
Might have been worth it. What is this?
Question I do.
I don't know. Something about Lord of the Rings Online, so I'm gonna check it out right.
Okay, by all means.
How's that?
I am always curious about Lotro news.
My first round online roster. What's some updates? The plan was to release River Hobbits today. Yeah.
Oh.
But studios clarified that update 37 isn't landing now until next week.
Okay.
But there are a bunch of other updates being released this week. Which is a new housing area comes with it in Hobbiton.
Okay.
So yeah, the Tuesday the 29th is when they're supposed to be coming.
News.
Right. And that's update 37, and then we'll have the next one will be update 38, which is Umbar expansion and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yep, we got a delay of a week.
Hey, better delay and it be good then.
All right. Do that. I think it might be just stacked up with too many. I think they only want to release so much at like one time.
Yeah.
All through and like, okay, did that go in and settle?
Yeah.
Settle now. Okay, did that go in and
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It can very quickly break.
Yeah. For sure.
So I do have a pre-show topic for you.
All right.
I was informed just a little while ago that today is Folklore Day, Worldwide Folklore Day. Didn't know that.
Me neither. That's cool.
But I was sent MSN list.
Okay. Now I got a question. Is the Folklore Day like on the same day? Is it like a date? Or is it like no, it's the has to be the second or the last Tuesday of the month or something like that.
Not know, but I can find out.
It's the information you should have before you start talking about stuff, Trey.
Told you I got sent it to me just a few minutes ago.
Gosh.
So World Folklore Day falls on the 22nd of August every year.
Okay, so it's the 22nd every year.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
William John Toms coined the term folklore.
Okay.
1846, supposedly.
All right.
Peru was the first one to come up with making it a holiday, and the rest of the world just went, okay, sure.
Right. You know what? We're with Peru on this one. We're gonna go.
Yeah, good call, Peru.
I think this. Yeah, I think it's a good day.
MSN.
I mean,
go ahead.
I'd probably try to celebrate White Day, but I think that's gonna just get looked at it wrong. I'm not.
It's a cool idea that probably wouldn't work here.
Yeah, they changed the name.
Yeah. But this list that I got sent is the top 10 overlooked folk tales and myths that need a movie adaptation.
Oh, there's more than 10.
Oh, there's far more than 10. This list is real dumb. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
Because number 2... Oh, go ahead.
We've done. I bet we have more than 10 that they didn't think of.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
But when I tell you it's dumb, number 10 is Journey to the West, which has movies. It has multiple movies.
Multiple, but yes, yeah, no, that's stupid. That's stupid. Number 9, author.
Right. So they went with The Seven Ravens, which is from the Brothers Grimm, which I'm almost positive has been in some other Grimm-related movies.
I think so. I don't know that it's got its own thing.
Right.
Brothers Grimm folklore, though. I don't know how. Now I'm wondering how they're defining folklore. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Next up is The Shadow, based on a Danish fairy tale. However, The Shadow, I had to look these up because I was like, man, some of these sound really familiar. The Shadow was made by a play made by Hans Christian Andersen in 1847. They made a play of The Shadow, which then became a movie called Skiderd.
Hagen. Yeah, Hans Christian Andersen.
So far, they're 3 for 3 of no, these things exist in movies already.
Yeah. You're doing a stellar job. I do appreciate the fact that you're calling out some of the originators here. Yeah. Like, hey, check out these stories. Because even if it's like that story hasn't been, I've never seen a movie called that. Right. I promise you,
Number 6? Wait, 10, 9, number 7, sorry, is East of the Sun and West of the Moon, which is a Norwegian fairy tale.
Okay.
Which is the inspiration for Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. So that has been done.
Yeah, it's been done.
Animated and live action. All right.
Number 6 is Aesop's Fables, which also has been done.
That's not folklore.
It's also not folklore.
That would be, look, Aesop's Fables has been done. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of little short skits of Aesop's Fables. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But one that's already been done, but anyway.
Next one is Ika no Chigiri, or The Chrysanthemum Vow, which is a ghost story.
Okay.
That has a version of it in both Japanese and Chinese mythology. As far as I can tell, this was the first one on the list that wasn't actually a movie.
Okay.
There was a supernatural radio drama called Ugetsu that was based on the story.
Wait a minute, what's the story?
The story is a warrior is found grievously wounded by a local man who decides to help him. He nurses the warrior back to health, and the warrior leaves to return to his lord, not before promising the new companion that he'll return when the war is done. He's imprisoned upon his return and killed by his lord because the lord thinks that he's working for his rival. And he never comes back to the person alive. He comes back as a ghost, but...
Okay. I guarantee this is like done from an America mindset, right? These need stories. I bet you can find that movie.
Yeah.
Across borders, let's say.
That's in the DNA.
Yeah, no.
This next one I think you might actually agree with, though, which is a collection of stories about a certain trickster god called How Anansi Stories Came to Be.
Oh, no,
yes.
Yeah. I'm doing Anansi's that's a cool character, man. He gets in some crap sometimes.
Yep.
He's a cool character. I'll watch anything with Anansi in it.
He 100%. This is the first one on the list that I'm like, yes.
Do you know why children cry over nothing? If you don't, go look up that Anansi story.
Number 3 is Ballista the Beautiful, which is already covered in the slightly historical Hulu series The Great. So they went, hey, here's one that hasn't been covered, straight into one that has been covered.
Fair enough.
But still a cool story.
Yeah.
It has Baba Yaga in it,
Okay, well, yeah. Nobody's ever mentioned her before.
Number 2 is The House in the Reeds, which, that's that's in everything, right? House of Gucci, House of the Dragon, House of the Rising Sun. Not the song, the movie.
Right. Okay.
The song's great though. But
Classic.
number 1 is 1001 Nights. You want to know what 1001 Nights is? If you don't know, you sounds like you do know from that reaction.
Well, now, okay. I know what you're gonna say. And it's so much more than that.
It is. It's so much more than that.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you put out the big one there,
But Aladdin tells part of that story.
Yeah. Do that. By the way, Aladdin, the character, is Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's like one person out there that messes up. All right, wait.
What? Huh?
We'll do that. No, that's got. No, yeah, there's a lot to that, and it's been touched on in stories and done different ways. What do you have? The City of Stories. The other one. I'm trying to think of. There's a couple of others. Sinbad's in there, I think.
That Mosenrath that's in the Aladdin cartoon, he's from that originally.
Yeah. Okay.
The song is great. House of the Rising Sun.
Dumb list. Right through there. I've got. You know what? I've got the Inuit culture we did last week. Yeah. Right. There's enough stuff in there for like 12 movies.
Yeah. I agree.
And they can all be independent of each other. I'm not talking about building the ICU.
Right.
The or Cinematic University.
Yeah.
I'd probably get, names already been used. I just think about like all the stories around the world. I'm looking into Kenya this week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm pretty sure I know which tribe I'm going to pick, which group of people, right?
Yeah.
And try kind of stay with them. But there's like 4 or 5 different tribes I can pick from Kenya.
Yeah.
And all they come to, and each one of them has great stories.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can't. I think that was a terrible, terrible list.
They only got one that wasn't already a series, or a movie, or in something. Yeah. I do think that it's a crime that, Kukulkan has not shown up in more movies. In Makul at least they have gotten referenced in movies, right?
Right.
They got a leg up on a lot of people, but I want a movie about the guy that throws a spear at his friend that's turned into a bird and flying away, and now he's got a beak.
Yeah,
I want a movie about that story.
I'm just kind of what song is great? Did we mention a song?
We were talking about the House of the Rising Sun earlier.
Sorry, my brain went through. It's like, let me catch up, so I make sure I get a comment. I'm forgetting something. What song is great? There's a lot of them, Faith. Yeah,
a lot of them by that Rungert guy. You should check them out. In fact, I'll just
thank you. Just what we've gone over through the notes. I have my crappy little dumbass notes. I will top that list 3 times over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
Now, Faith sent me that like 30 minutes ago, that list, and I read the first one and went, what? Journey to the West has at least 10 movies I can think of. I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this.
Dune referenced in gosh knows how many stuffs.
Yeah. There's a whole Netflix series about Monkey King that just like...
Hold on. Journey to the West is one of the oldest cartoons, like animated things, I do believe, that exists. There's one about a princess that's older, and the kingdom gets turned to, or somebody that gets turned into a pig or whatever. It's not Journey to the West. I know. Right. The story's over. There's one that's older. The princess something to that. But yeah, that's one of the yeah. It's been done. Look, if you'd like to say you want them to do another one, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
But the title of your list kind of sucks.
That need an adaptation now.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Also, their reference points. I know we need to get into the actual show, but their reference points for hey, things need movies is myths are becoming popular thanks to Cinderella and Tangled.
You see
Rapunzel's
what you have done to the world.
Rapunzel's not a myth, man. It's
Yeah. I don't think people know how to. I don't think people separate the world seriously
yeah,
in their head between fiction to legend,
yeah,
myth. You know what these things actually are.
right,
These just there's a difference. A fairy tale is a fairy tale.
right.
A lot of fairy tales are based out of stuff that was mythological or legendary.
Well, like
Yeah.
Aesop's Fable was on this list, right? Aesop's Fables were written from the opposite way that mythology was written. Aesop's Fables were written with the intention to tell a kernel of wisdom and to present it in a way that everybody would understand. Whereas the mythology comes from, hey, we have this problem. Here's the thing that's causing it. And we're going to pass it down.
Yeah.
You know, it's the opposite approach.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think poor show. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't want to crap on you too hard. Poor showing. It should. Yeah, that list could have been phenomenally better.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, even like Maui, for the way that Moana treated him, he barely gets to be Maui in that movie, right?
I haven't seen it. I don't know, but yeah, there's lots of Polynesian stuff that yes, I would go. You know, there's. Well, we have talked about archers shooting at suns. We have talked about all the stuff we've talked about.
Where is my movie of Ra going through the underworld?
Yeah, and everybody like him having to fight. Right. Yep. Through there, everything's fighting.
He's got Toth, and he's got all the warriors down there with him. Instead, we get Gods of Egypt, which has terrible CGI. Anyway, let's start the show.
Finally.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
But we start things off with a pop quiz.
Yes, I have a pop quiz for you, sir. Move some
Got
stuff.
to send a notification.
Fired. That's all right. Fine. You send the notification. What was that? That was it. Okay. All right.
I will get fussed at if I don't send that notification.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. All right. We've got some I got a quiz for you. 10 questions. All right.
Okay, dope.
So, number 1. How many stories does the Leaning Tower of Pizza have?
This is definitely wrong, but I feel like I've heard somebody say 63 before.
The Leaning Tower. 63 is your answer?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 8.
Really?
Yeah, the Leaning Tower of Pizza is not. Okay. This thing leans a little bit right. I really want you to look at like what 63 stories would be.
That's true. That's true. Leaning would be a big problem. Look, all I'm saying is Faith gets 97, so.
Right. Now her building, the top of it is touching the ground it's just a rainbow. What's up, bro?
Hey, Will.
It's a rainbow now.
I blame all of the tourist pictures that make it look way bigger than it really is.
The 8-story building is pretty tall.
True.
You don't want to jump off the top of that, buddy.
No.
Let's do that. All right. So that was.
I rolled a nat 1 on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how. I really can't do more than mark it wrong. How can you? You're like. Anyway. This Here's question number 2. Get yourself straight, sir.
All right, yeah.
It's important, seriously now, right?
Hi, Dark. Hi, Will.
Hello.
Another
Get some cookies, Dark. All right. Here's the second question. All right.
Okay.
This 1961 film won 10 out of 11 Oscar nominations and was a Broadway hit as well.
Gone with the Wind.
No.
I don't know what year Gone with the Wind came out.
A little bit earlier in 61, but it's okay. It's okay. That. About 1 or 2 minutes behind. All right. I'll be all right. No, so I'm going to give you I'm not going to choose you to, but you do know what it is. It's West Side Story. And I know you've heard of that. I know you've heard of that. Okay.
Oh, the worst part is I actually love that movie.
Bet you do.
When you're a jet all the way. Yeah. Maria, I just met a girl named Maria. You did this to me. You brought it up.
Hurry up, Rundgren.
Don't blame me.
Gotta watch that movie again now.
Of course you do.
I didn't realize it came out in 61.
Whatever excuse you need, Trey, I'm asking the next question.
Please go ahead.
Number 3. I've given. You should get this.
Okay.
Right? This one. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen were 2 of the voices in this 1995 computer animated film.
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Gave you one there. You got that. Oh, they got it. Yes, Toy Story. Y'all got that.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah. I am really. I don't want to start a whole bunch. I'm trying to get him to cancel or anything. I'm really surprised Disney used him.
Yeah.
Just because of some of his other songs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Anyway.
Well, and that was during hey, we can't have anybody doing anything. Like they got Billy Ray Cyrus to voice a character in a Ghibli movie, and then told him he would not work with them again if he kept making the songs he was making.
Yeah. Well, nobody liked Achy Breaky Heart. The guy sold 16 million albums, but nobody liked Achy Breaky Heart. You're dancing around in your bathrooms. Whatever. All right. Well, it's question 4. You got one right.
Come on, Trey. Right? I know, Will. I'm trying.
Jacob and Wilhelm were brothers who published short stories under this last name. What was it?
Jacob and Wilhelm. Grimm?
It is Grimm.
Ooh.
Yeah, good guess. On through there. You got it, though. Might use a little bit of deduction, but yeah, that's all right.
Wilhelm gave it away for me.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Question number 5. You're 2 for 2 now. You're 50%, right?
Okay.
Question number 5. Le Père de Contes de Fées is a Paris version of the Disneyland ride in California. A canal boat ride through what attraction?
It's a Small World after all.
No, that's another X. It goes through Storybook Land.
Okay.
Ton of love. I ain't getting a ton of love in Disneyland. That just,
especially not a French tunnel of love in Disneyland.
I don't know how that goes. That's scary.
They're gonna have so many more people singing in there.
All right. Number 6. See, you should get this. All right. From World War II up until his death in 2009, commenter Paul Harvey had a radio feature with a surprise ending followed by his signature sign-off. And now you know
Rest
what.
of the story.
Better get that one right.
Yeah.
I
was going to be mad at myself.
With that. Okay. Now, I will be impressed if you get this one, all right?
Okay.
Okay?
I was going to be mad at me, Faith.
So NBC TV cut off a New York Jets, Oakland Raiders football game in 1968 with 65 seconds left to play in order to present a 2-hour version of a classic children's story. The contest, the game, became infamously known as what? What is it called? The name of that game.
Why would they do that? First off, the what's an infamous children's story?
Infamous story?
There's so many.
I'm
gonna say they called it the Sleeping Beauty.
No, it's called the Heidi game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Heidi game. Yeah, the Jets were leading by 3 points with little more than a minute left to play. And they cut the game off, went to Heidi, and Oakland made a comeback as they scored 14 points in the last minute to win.
Wow.
43-32.
Wow.
Oakland fans were that happened during the game, Faith. That was not the name of the game. It's a violent game.
Yeah.
Protection. Got to wear protection.
Yep.
I don't know if condoms are supposed to help on the field, but they do apparently. All right. So, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm all right. I didn't expect that one.
All right, let's move along. You got 3 more.
Yeah.
3. You're not doing very well here.
Nope.
You got 3. Well, let's finish it. We got 8, right? So Ally McGraw and Ryan O'Neal starred in a 1970 romantic film written by Eric Segal. What's that film called?
I don't know who any of the 2 people you said that were acting in it. So
Fair enough.
I was gonna say it's in the 70s.
Yeah, it's actually 1970. It was Ally McGraw and Ryan O'Neal.
Okay.
And like they were, yeah, this is before my time, but I just like to see you squirm. So go ahead and answer.
A
Well, like that. A lot of this stuff's before my time, though.
70.
That's how ancient it is. Do you see that last quote right there? That's how ancient it is.
I'm gonna say, because like my brain jumped to Casablanca, and I was like, it's not Casablanca. That's wrong. And
your whole sense of time is just.
I know, because the next movie that came to me was Breakfast Club, and it's like it's also not Breakfast Club. That's too far. I'm gonna say.
She'll know it when I say it. I figure.
It's a romantic film? A romance?
It's a romantic film, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. It doesn't sound like they thought about the name too hard.
Okay.
Or too long. They didn't overthink it.
Boy Meets Girl.
No, I'm giving up on you. No, the movie was called Love Story.
Oh, come on. Even mine was more inventive than that.
Disappointed!
Disappointed indeed. What are they doing?
I don't have the facts of this, but I want to say the theme song to that. Yeah, see, I told you she would know it.
Yeah.
The music that it's a piano piece. It's like the opening theme and it's kind of score through it. Actually, I think got like not like number 1 on the charts or anything, but actually charted when that movie was on that. I can't remember the name. I think it may be Love Story, maybe the name of the piece of music, but
okay,
do that. But that was the 70s for you. You know, you never can tell.
Yeah.
All right. So, Two more.
Okay.
The 1933 Three Little Pigs Disney cartoon was the first to use this method of illustrations or images to preconceive a motion picture.
Okay. First one to use this method.
Yes.
Storyboarding.
That is it, sir. You are correct. That was the first one to storyboard. If they just free-handed it, let's go.
Right.
Do that. Okay. Not related to question number 8, but in question number 10, Love Story was the lead single from this country pop star's Fearless album. What was this pop star?
Taylor
was that?
Swift.
That was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It was. Let's
It's
say,
a
hey,
love story, baby. Just say yes.
you know,
Tell me now.
bad enough that you got that question right, but now you actually.
Yeah. When you said love story and then pop, I heard the entire song in my head.
Yeah. Whatever, man. You split it even today. Not the singer. Okay. All right. That's about good. Not bad. Good little pop quiz today.
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Good call on the storyboarding for the 1933 cartoon.
I was amazed I knew that one. Like, I think that's my favorite thing about these random trivias is not only do I get surprised by what I do know, I get surprised by how my brain works. Like 1970 apparently is a big black hole for me with movies.
Well, there was actually some stuff that happened there's some stuff that happened right before that and after that. What's kind of funny is not necessarily, but it kind of is for some of the stuff that happens from the 60s and 70s. It's transition. Anyway, we're not getting a history lesson right now. Go ahead.
But we could talk about the history of Gundam Wing episodes 21 to 30.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I'm still enjoying this Gundam. I think it's solid. I can't, I'm not like, this is the greatest Gundam of all time.
Right.
But I don't have anything where it's like, oh my God, don't insult me.
Yeah. The biggest one is just Relina's weird.
It is weird. Yeah. I'll kill you. Joke's on you. I'm into that.
Yeah. I
don't know yet. Very strange.
I didn't think I was going to love it so much on this rewatch, but there are so many scenes that are just straight pull out of action movies. Hiro rolls out of a jet with a machine gun.
Oh, yeah. That's like, did you watch Gundam to do your... what's the first one? After that, we watched Cobra, then we watched Commando, then we watched The Dirty Dozen, and then,
Also, we got to meet General, what was his name? General Norn, something like that. And he's just out of G.I. Joe. He's literally just out of G.I. Joe.
Yeah, no. He's like a I don't know, like a vegan commander film. So I don't know how that was great. I do like it. I see there is one, it's very mid-90s, right? The very mid-90s. Try to get over there.
Where do I begin? That's the question Relina's asking every episode too. But thank you for looking it up. How do I get him to love me? He already wants me dead. What's the next step I need to take?
And that I just want to point out that just Relina right there shows man's ego has nothing on a woman's ego. He's a serial killer. I can change him.
Yeah, she honestly thinks she can.
You don't know him like I do.
He's got her at gunpoint. She steps in between him and Duo.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, like 3 weeks later, that freaking serial killer's out there on the lawnmower mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Going to pick up groceries.
Turns out she was right.
Never mind. You're not helping.
No, it's It's a really fun show in a lot of ways, and I think the only real complaint that I have is that I hate how often they just turn back to blow the Gundam up.
Yeah. Blow it up.
Hit that self-destruct.
Okay, I know. Apparently, Tomino has never seen Dune. I don't know if he's read it or even knows who Frank Herbert is or Frank Hebert, however you say. You know, if you're from Louisiana, it's Frank Hebert. I know that.
Emotional
I think it's Frank Herbert.
Emotional damage, indeed.
I see that, but the OG Dune reminds me of that storyline kind of told from a Dune's perspective.
Yeah.
And I put it or watching this one. This gets closer and closer. It's almost like they watched the original Gundam and then they read Ender's Game. And it's not horrible at all. It's not. I think it's a pretty good Gundam. I see what they did, and I'm glad you finally stopped trying to tell me how it's different from the original Gundam. Because
you're right. It's about the point of, oh yeah, no, here's Dorothy Catalonia. I was like, oh yeah, no.
Why would you trust somebody with those eyebrows? Come on. Don't let her near the princess. Hopefully that.
I do want to say that Wing, like, it often gets forgotten in people that didn't just grow up watching Wing, right? It gets like middle of the pack when people talking about Gundam. People that grew up watching Wing, that's their number one, right? I don't blame them. But I think that Wing has the best recap episodes we've seen so far.
It does. And look, if I can see it. I know the story of it. I know it came on Toonami, what it was. Like I said, I can see what it was created for.
Right.
You know, in the story and everything. And I'm sure if that hadn't been imported and done that way, and done that well, you probably wouldn't be getting Witch from Mercury over here right now. You probably have to get it, you know, if they even done it at all, you'd have to get it somewhere else.
Yeah, we'd have to get it the way we've got all the rest of Gundam.
Yeah. It probably wouldn't be over here as much. No, very cool. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. And I don't know that for a lot of you weird Gundam people, y'all are fans of this. That I think for some of y'all talk about it may not be. You know, you're right. It's not like the number one Gundam thing,
right?
But it seems to hold. Like, all right, yeah, it's Gundam. It's there. It's pretty good. You know,
it would be higher on my list if I remade the list today.
Ah, see. All right, fine then.
I do have one other complaint that I just remembered though. They've got to slow down on the flashing lights.
Emotional damage.
Like, I don't have bad light sensitivity. I have slight light sensitivity. And there have been a couple times where we've been watching it and I've had to look away because, man.
Yeah. I can see how that's going to be, especially like, you know, like a 4K high definition screen and it's coming through. It's going to make it, I would think, even that much worse on that. There's I don't know. There's a lot that goes in there, and I agree with you. I think a lot of it's kind of unnecessary. Right. I know, Dark. Yeah, I know. I think some of it's unnecessary. But they got excited. They can use computers to paint now, you know.
Yeah.
Colors, and they can add, you know, there's stuff they can do on the back end, and you can really feel this like next little step in animation.
I wondered what that second emotional damage was for. I felt like it was for that.
Look, buddy. Look. I appreciate you. I don't know if I can accept that argument coming from you, man. I don't know if that's fair.
I'll own it. I'm weird. I'm a weird Gundam fan.
It does. That is a good point. It is too flashy in some parts that it really doesn't need to be. I think they just get excited.
Yeah.
I understand that there's times for that.
Yeah.
You know, but then, you know, sometimes it's like, it's a new thing we can do.
Right. I think the egregious examples are the ones that come up when it's like a monitor in the background flashing and there's no reason for it to do that.
Well, if you notice, a lot of the scene setups are, like, we kind of talked about it a while ago, are movie-esque.
Watch out, bearded man.
Now, if you go back, what was that, Trey?
Wilson, watch out, bearded man. I think he's after you now.
I might have bit off more than I can chew. Yeah.
It wants to be deep, dark. That's the thing. It wants to be really deep.
It does. And I like the fact that it's not.
Right.
An extra political blah. Yeah. It does. It's not deep, yes. Just some extra somewhat. Yeah. It's trying. I feel like it's trying to balance that line.
Yeah.
There are some things that I mentioned to Trey. I don't know if I can really go into it tonight. I don't want anybody getting all upset or anything, but that are different story beats that are presented differently in this beat. If this was a Japanese oriented, or I guess maybe Japanese centric might be the word on it.
If they were only trying to appeal to the Japanese crowd,
like the original Gundam.
Yeah.
What's her name? Is it Lieutenant Nine?
Yeah, Lucrezia Nine.
Yeah. Her, hugged up. There'd been a little more risque stuff that we would count here.
Right.
I think Relina would be shown as maybe a little bit younger. Either that or she would be
older.
Shown as a little bit older.
Yeah.
While the boys are shown 34. And it's just, I like her.
Great.
Like her quite a bit, yes.
I like her, Sally Poe, and Lady Un. Gundam Wing knocked it out of the park with almost all the female characters, with the exception of Relita and Dorothy Catalonia.
Well,
and I like Dorothy, but she's not to the level of the others.
Yeah, the hair.
Sally Poe,
she got the two braids.
The self-proclaimed terrorist.
Yeah. Gone through that.
She jumps through a window.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look, all I'm saying is Noin comes through the window with a machine gun. Sally gets another machine gun, and the two of them literally shoot their way out of the building. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's when I had a couple of great scenes. Would he kick out the side? Was it a helicopter he was on? It was a plane, right?
Yeah, it was a plane, because then Catra runs to the door, and it's shooting while nobody's flying the plane.
Yeah. There's some great stuff there. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. And I've already made it. Look, like one thing, right? Okay. Yes, there's team weapons. There is. Oh. Leave it alone. Leave it alone for a minute. I got you, Will. Appreciate it.
He's gonna learn how to pronounce those Korean words.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Wouldn't go that far. I won't do that.
Dorothy Catalonia would have been way more interesting in that role.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about her yet because she just kind of showed up. I think the eyebrow thing is weird. Like, obviously, you don't trust anybody with like half a duck foot on their. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's weird. Why did they make that choice?
I don't know. It's a fun Gundam, I gotta say, and it still feels very Gundam-y. I can put it in my brain. It does fit along with the old one with the OG 79 and some of the others in that.
No, I like it a lot so far. My biggest problem looking back on it was Relina, and the stuff that I remembered being egregious, we've already got to. And it wasn't egregious. It was just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a weird girl.
Now that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage indeed. I don't know. I like Lady Un because she's just so competent. Watch out, bearded man. She pushes a man out of a cargo plane and shoots him in the head as he's falling to his death. She didn't have to do that.
Look, that was a revolver, pistol.
Yeah.
You look at that. All I'm saying is that was a hell of a shot.
Yeah.
That is impressive. All right.
And then she throws an explosive through a window with a second to spare, makes a perfect throw, and then turns around and slaps Relina like that without missing a beat. Like,
look, I think they're going to try to give us, because it seems like
like
the ending and everything. For the end of it, they really kind of want to center it around her, but they don't.
Yeah.
So I think she was going to be like the viewer's vehicle in the show. Is how I think she may have been first attended. It's like we're gonna ride the story from her view, you know, of what she's seeing, and then just like after the first episode, abandon it, you know.
Yeah. I think everybody got turned off by and weirded out by the ambulance is driving away. Hiro's made his escape, and she goes, "I'm Relina. What's your name?" To nothing, because he's gone, Relina.
You psychopath. Black man. She said that.
I like it. It's good.
We'll chase you back to the border. And there'll be a bunch of other people there waiting for me, and I have to run away scared. It's just for me and Will. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Yes. Introducing it. Yeah. Weird.
It kind of makes me, in hindsight, like, it kind of makes me like her more. Because she's so weird. She's unapologetically weird.
Yeah. She's very strange. She's a very odd character.
Yeah.
Very odd character in there. I don't know.
All right.
We got a few more episodes to watch it. We'll get through it.
Yeah, 2 more weeks.
Yes. Do that.
It's that with everything else, Dark.
I need to clear this up. I'm not sure to go back to, as Will was saying earlier, I don't know if I will take that as a legitimate argument from you.
It's an odd thing to do.
Pretty weird. Every single one of you.
Like, if I saw somebody on the street pointing their hand out like this, talking to a car that had just drove away, be like, all right, I'm going to go on the other side of the street. I don't know what's going on here. Look, I came home earlier today, and one of my neighbors was in their driveway honking their car at their house. Yeah. And they got out of their car and said, "Oh, yeah, nobody's home." And then turned to look at me, and I went inside. Like, my amount that I will put up with people's weirdness is nowhere near as high as it probably should be.
Look, for human beings, as to sit back. Well, yeah. Look,
the stuff that's on my desk.
We would never make it. We wouldn't have a channel. But as far as people are weird. Every human on the planet, I love it. They were saying, not saying. Yeah, I love it. People are weird, and it can be fascinating. It can be scary. But people are weird.
I don't think weird's a bad thing. Like, at the risk of taking this down a weird track, I don't think weird's a bad thing either. I think weird, like, what is normal anyway, right? Weird can be a bad thing if you use it to hurt people, but
or if you're using it in the classic sense where it means to like twist magic towards you or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. I wish I was that kind of weird. Speaking about weird, how's your week been?
Not too bad, really. It's all right. I did get to go to work a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. Got my treat from working. So that was cool. Good way to start out of the week. We had a really good time on Live Tour yesterday.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. Going through that. I like that part of it. I really like the story. Running around with the Rangers. The Dunedain.
Yeah.
Going through that. So that was pretty cool. I really haven't played video games this week. I played what was the name of the one I played Wednesday?
Bindi and the Dark Revival.
Yes, which was really cool. The art style was really cool on it. I liked the game quite a bit. I'd be like, I think so. If you remember, I played Call of the Sea,
right?
And yeah, that's like the exact as far as like the hands go, your first person stuff with the ink. They use the same. It's the same engine, same effects.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool that they're two different. I mean, they're not the same game,
right?
But it's definitely the same engine. And I liked Call of the Sea a lot.
Yeah,
I thought it was a very good game. Bendy's a cool game, kind of creepy. I don't know if there's it's not gory or anything.
Yeah.
Just kind of creepy and everything. Yeah. But that's a pretty solid game. I'm trying to think of where I ended up. I remember running back and forth. I finally got a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I started beating things to death, and I felt better about myself.
Yeah, I mean,
that. So once getting before, and I didn't know you would get a weapon in the game. So before knowing that I get a weapon, I was like, man, this game, it's gonna give me the creeps. I may holler at some point, say some word that I don't need to say that comes from the bottom of my soul, or something comes out. But then it gave me the weapon, the G pipe or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was called the G pipe. I can't remember what it's called. There's something like that though. Like the G pipe sounds like, I don't know, something like Snoop Dogg would hit or something. Anyway, we went through the game, beat up some guys, and it's still cool.
Yeah.
It's lost that. Yeah, this is scary as much.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change on the Gundam version of the layout. Your name is still Hurry Up Rangren. I forgot to fix that on that one.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to remember to fix it this week.
All right. Well, sir, on that note, how's your week been?
It's been busy. I've been playing a lot of video games. Yeah, that's unfortunately true for most of them.
Yeah.
It's all jump scares and merch. So still been working on Baldur's Gate. The game's still really good. I thought that quasits were immune to fire. So when I summoned a quasit and then used a flaming sphere and accidentally really almost directly killed my quasit, I was a little frustrated with myself because I was pretty sure they were immune to fire damage. They're from Avernus.
Wait, hold on. Aren't there different types?
Or keep it. I guess maybe there are, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, that game's still really fun. There's only one big complaint that I have right now, which is that if you're playing a caster, which I'm playing a wizard because I wanted to have good utility for the party.
Your fault that they cast it at level 12.
I know. The long rest mechanic works like it would in an actual campaign, right? So you get a long rest, but if you're in a time-sensitive quest, time advances during that long rest.
Yeah.
Which is fine. In a regular campaign...
Oh, wait, are they counting that 8 hours as... excuse me. Long rest is 8 hours.
Yes.
Short rest, okay.
So, in a regular campaign, your DM is going to have anywhere between 3 and 5, sometimes as little as 2 encounters before you go fight the boss, right?
Yeah.
Because hey, the caster's only got so many spell slots, otherwise he's just going to stand there and throw cantrips at the bad guys and probably die because he's got no health. This game, you have to choose when you take your rests. So it's so you got to know before you go talk to somebody that starts a quest that's time locked that you should have taken a rest beforehand.
Yeah. Get yourself prepared before you do anything.
Because we talked to a lady and it started a quest chain where we can't rest, and I'm tapped. I have nothing left. Like, well, it's a good thing I took Magic Initiate Warlock, Warlock, so I can use Eldritch Blast, because
heck yeah,
that's all I got.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them. Man, you about them capping the game at level 12?
Yeah, I don't blame them either.
I don't know how you're going to handle the spells you would get after those levels.
Yeah, how would Dimension Door work in a game like that, right? You cast it and then you get to choose anywhere you've been before,
right?
And the game has to load that again.
Yeah, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't blame them. Still very good game.
How do you even conceive that wish into a game?
Yeah.
You have to do the Fable 3 thing where you have to or Fable 2 with two or three, whatever, where you get like 3 choices, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm catching a nap, so I have my spells to kill that dragon.
Right.
And you wake up from the rest, and the building's burned down. Whoops. Whoopsie.
Yeah. Huh.
Otherwise,
I guess the D&D game, that kind of makes sense through it. I guess it was trying to be more video gaming. They might go with like the heroic rest system.
Yeah.
But that really wouldn't hurt anybody then. It wouldn't really matter.
What I need to start doing is just anytime we finish a big quest, whether I still have slots or not, we need to just long rest. Because too often I get into situations where we didn't rest when it was safe, and now we're in a time where we can't. Okay, well, we're going to this fight, and I had a cleric and a wizard, and both of them have no spell slots left. At least the cleric can go hit stuff.
So you don't know how to play D&D is basically what you're telling me now.
But you want to keep exploring, and I still had like 3 first-level spells before we got into the fight, before we talked to that. For avoiding spoilers' sake, I'm planning on romancing the cleric. She's pretty great. We may have already hit first base. I don't know if it's awkward for my wife or not that I'm romancing this cleric in front of her, but she'll tell me if it is, I'm sure.
Yeah. Right? My girl's not like that. I'm get jealous. The first playthrough of Fallout 4 I did.
Yeah.
I banged everybody.
No, my wife's not either. I just thought it'd be a funny joke to bring up. Because Will likes to bring up my wife every time I mention that a video game character is well designed. But she is... I will send you a picture, Dark. I don't want to spoil too much for Rundgren. I know he wants to play it.
Oh, I'd like to play it.
I will send you a picture of...
It'll probably be like 2026 before I do, but... it'll be fine.
Okay. The rest of my week has pretty much been dedicated to Guild Wars 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to bust through get to the end of the most recent expansion, right?
Yeah.
That was the last expansion they had that you just finished up.
Yeah, because the new one came out today at 9 a.m. So, over the last couple days, I beat Iceberg Saga, which was the second to last one. And it was okay. There was some really good story beats in the first good chunk of it, and the last episode just threw it all away. When we talk about... Dark's made a comment a couple times. I know I have before as well. When we talk about a game needs to, make the landing. Needs to stick the landing, right?
Yeah.
That's all I need for this game to be a great game. The review's going to be startling if it can stick the landing. It crashed. It didn't just fall. It crashed, and blew up.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's these two big enemies that we've been building up to fight. 4 out of 5 episodes of that series of expansion was about one of them. The last episode is about them both, and you beat them both at the end of it.
Yeah, they were rushed to the end.
Yep.
They were rushed to the end. They didn't get a chance to make it.
Yep.
Look, this has happened before.
Glad you're okay, Dark.
Heck yeah. There, don't try to type while you're doing that.
Bad idea.
Let's do that. And look, you said that right there, and I look up the sentence right above that I did read a while ago, and when it says 5, I'm not laughing at you.
Right.
That was good timing.
Yeah.
Through that.
No, you're right. They were rushed. My understanding is the company that owns them said, hey, stop working on this, make a real expansion. And most of the team got pulled off of it and put on End of Dragons, which is the one that I beat at 8:46 this morning, 14 minutes before Shadows Secrets of the Obscure dropped. And that was way better. Like, it was way better.
Yeah.
Great new characters introduced, really fun story, some really good, meaningful character deaths. I'm not going to spoil anything for people. Like, that doesn't happen a lot in Guild Wars. Most of the time, people are fine. Because if they kill that character, they don't get to use them in future expansions, you know? But some really good stuff there. The story wound up with a really solid ending. There was a nice little epilogue. And the stuff that I got into with Secrets of the Obscure that dropped today, I'm only maybe 3 hours into that, and I'm really liking it. It's really cool so far.
Look, there's been times throughout history where when it comes to the end of the story, the ball has been dropped. Okay, and I hate that for you because of the work you put in. But look, I sat through every season and every episode of Dexter.
Yeah.
Given that in.
Yeah.
So I understand the disappointment. And look,
with Game of Thrones.
I know there'll be maybe I have not watched one episode of Game of Thrones. I've read the books of what they are. I've read the books for what they are, where they're at, and then he's a methodical writer. He's real slow.
Yeah,
and look, you're gonna have to stop interviewing.
Right.
You want him to finish the book, stop asking him about it, and let him go do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off topic with that. But yeah, Dexter, the Games of Thrones, I do know that has like historically like a bad.
Yeah, it just falls apart.
Yeah, that last season.
And like when I tell you that Iceberg Saga for 4 out of the 5 episodes was great, there are some character beats in there that are legitimately, if they had stuck that landing, that would be one of the best characters in an MMO ever. And that was a villain. Like,
that's always good.
A character that is related to this character says at the end of it, I wish you had never been born, or that I had killed you when you were young and spared the world the blight you brought upon it. And you feel that. That is sold. And then they just throw it away.
Yeah, I understand.
But no, End of Dragons was really good. They did a really good job there. I haven't recorded the review for it yet because I played it for 11 hours straight, and then I haven't stopped working to do that. It's a weird way to put that, I guess, but I wanted to play the new expansion. It was out today. So
yeah, it's very hard to take serious about your work where you're like, look, at the work. I wanted to play the new expansion.
I know. But I'll get the review done over the next couple days. I only have 10 hours of footage to go through to cut it all together.
You need a stopwatch.
Yeah.
Would you mark the type down when something cool happens?
There was only one moment in all of it where I almost like stopped being awake enough to keep going.
Yeah.
And I knew it was happening because I got to control my Jade bot, which is a little ghost guy that I have. I've got a skin for him that makes him a ghost. And I heard myself going, wee. while I was flying around. I was like, "Yep, nope, gotta wake up, gotta go stand up for a minute. We're hitting that point where it's about to go bad if I don't get up."
Yeah,
but no, it was really good, and the new expansion's really fun for anybody that's like, "Hey, all I want out of it right now is the weapon master stuff," which lets you just have all the weapons that are available to the entire class on any of the elite specs. If you beat the first 2 story missions, you can go into the third and just talk to the guy, and it automatically unlocks. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's just automatically unlocked, and then you can just leave the story mission and come back and do it whenever you want, but then you have that on.
Oh, that's cool. All right, then.
I'm digging it. But that's pretty much it for my week. There's something else I'm forgetting, but Vimba! How can I forget Vimba? Friday we played Vimba. Full playthrough.
Okay.
Took about an hour and a half. Really short game. It was on Game Pass. But really beautiful. Covered family and what it was like for a family that had moved from India and moved to Canada. And
yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I'm like my brain for it. Yeah,
it was really good. If I hadn't been streaming, it probably would have made me cry. And I know that's not saying much. I'm a crybaby, but I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I know it. But if Dark hadn't been in the chat talking to me, I probably would have been just bawling. I wasn't going to cry for the Dark. But, but no, awesome. It's beautiful. And it really does... I don't blame you, Dark. It really does... Family. It really does sell the difficulties of how do we stay true to our culture that we want to teach our children about, while also letting them make their own choices about what kind of person they want to be.
Yeah, I got you. I'll say that. To take that premise and put it in put it that way. Like, what a way to tell a story, right?
Yeah, and it's a cooking game.
Yeah,
but it's beautiful.
Let's do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, those it is for sure on my top 10 for this year. I don't know where it's going to fall yet, but it's got a locked position on the top 10. There's no question in my mind.
And you can sit and you did it in 2 hours, right?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Hour and a half. Okay, do that.
And I messed up on some of the puzzles, but some of them I was like, I actually know how to cook this dish. You know.
Well, remember when you put it up? Dark said it was a 2-hour game, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be beat in 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah. 100%. Okay.
Yeah. And it is one that if you have Game Pass, you should probably play it. It's worth.
Nice.
Make sure I brought it up because it's very good. But it's hard to talk about because how do you talk about it without spoiling stuff when it's so short, you know?
Yeah.
I do think it's worth buying for sure, but especially since it's on Game Pass.
Oh man, I get that. Let's talk about buying games. I went to the Xbox store just to look, right? You got to throw it, and it's just everything's $70, and everything has $110 deluxe edition, $120 deluxe edition.
Let me pull up real quick how much Vim outright purchase. I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
Things like
if you're strongly about it, you need to put the price out there. Let people know where they can get it.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
On Steam, it is $15.
That's okay. Let's do that.
And the art is beautiful.
Awesome.
Firmly recommend. All right. Well, let's move into. Let's move into reviews.
That's true. I actually have a lot of points. I could probably get it quite cheaper for that. I have put off going and getting my reward for years.
Save those for Baldur's Gate when it comes out on console.
I don't have that many points. I don't need to look for stuff that much. Right.
I don't know how many points you have.
My gosh.
So our first game, which Faith has already jumped in on, is Fort Solis. Fort Solis, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm gonna give you their description from Steam, and then I'll give you an actual description because Fort Solis is a riveting, story-driven thriller on the Red Planet.
Okay. Okay, I figured it was gonna be desert or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a space walking sim. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? On Mars, you're going through a old, abandoned-looking station.
Yeah.
So, you know, it used to be a mining complex.
Right.
I will tell you if you're looking at getting this game, because, again, I've been told that I don't give enough information. The PC version is basically unplayable right now. So, that in mind.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with you want to add some more? That's cool, but I think I got my score.
Okay, what you got?
I'm going with 76. We got a pretty good array here.
Okay.
82, 82, 83. We're able to have an 86. I got a 76. So we got a pretty good array covered.
84 from Dark.
Yeah, there we go.
The score is 63.
Really? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's kind of a little bit lower than I thought it might be.
You and Will both said oof at the same time.
Yes.
We're just glad you're here.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it. You just explained our whole relationship to everybody. Why you had to do that. Yeah. No, I thought it might be a little bit better than that. Okay.
Oh, I
you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
Familiar though. The name's not familiar of something and not. I want to say like around, and it's got to be Solus, right?
Right.
That's doing it. I want to say something like around like Windows 98 time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a computer game, and I can almost picture the box in my head of it. And then
Also,
there was something.
Oh, go ahead.
Solaris.
Yeah, Solaris is a different game.
Yeah, that's a different game. I thought there was something with that one too.
I have been reminded by my wife that she is attempting to romance the vampire boy in Baldur's Gate. Just from my previous comment about how she might be annoyed that I'm romancing the cleric, she's not.
Okay, but the fact that she picks a vampire when you pick cleric.
Yeah, it's going to turn out great.
I think there's some kind of discussions there.
It's going to turn out great.
No.
So I got two blurbs for you here.
All right.
Gaming Trend says Fort Solis presents a thrilling story with fantastic visuals, exceptional voice acting, and heart-pounding suspense.
Watch out, bearded man!
Watch out indeed. What it may lack in mechanical gameplay is more than made up for by really feeling like you're playing a movie. Don't be surprised if you can't put it down and play straight through in a single 4-hour sitting. I will definitely be checking out Fallen Leaf Studios' future products, and Fort Solis has even won me over to the walking simulator genre. Don't miss this one.
Okay.
Then we have... I'm sorry.
I was just saying, that sounded pretty, all right. They feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. Atomics says Fort Solis is an interactive experience that would have worked better on rails thanks to its awful map and UI. With no enemies, consequences for failing, and apparently no way to lose the game or die, it's a 4-hour story with no replay value, floating hopelessly in a space full of truly stellar games released only in 2023. So this person has never played a walking simulator before, but I felt like it was worth reading that blurb. For anybody who doesn't know, that is normally what happens in those. There aren't normally enemies or ways to fail.
Yeah. It's the journey. It's a story. And I don't take those as valid arguments necessarily.
Right.
That's a bad game, unless it was like the next iteration of like Doom.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, that was a stupid move to do that with Doom.
I honestly, I might be like wowed with that, Like, this was such a bold choice to make, and I'm normally the guy that hates it when somebody's like, what a bold choice in your art. But to take Doom and turn it into that takes some balls. That's all I'm saying.
Look, somebody will have it running on like a Nokia next week. I don't know. Why
play a game when you can
And so I think some games are that kind of feel that.
Yeah.
So that where it is like there's a game I love, kept me on my toes the whole time. Let me know. Maybe kind of feel. And it look. Okay, the game is called Gone Home.
Yeah.
Gone Home. Yeah. I was on my toes, creeping around that. I'm sorry if I ruin it for anybody. The ending of the game, the way that game goes and gets turned out is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that game. And yeah, you know what? It doesn't have replay value.
Right.
It does. I know what it's going through.
Yeah.
I can sprint through that house now, but that first playthrough, I did all that kind of by myself. Right.
I'd play it.
So
no, I think the replayability argument is a really interesting one too, because games, they absolutely can, and most games do, but like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, that's a great game. There's a lot of cool puzzles in there. I can't play that game again.
Yeah. There's stuff that needs to be that encompasses all in one.
Mm-hmm.
That when you start your journey, there's a point where you put down, and that journey is done.
Yep.
And it's closed, and you should have. And if it's good enough, you have feelings about it. They may be good feelings, they may be bad feelings, but you have feelings.
Yeah.
About it, right? And so that, I don't know, that's not a real strong argument for me. Like, this game's no good.
Right. What do you think they recommended it at then? Out of 27 reviewers,
I'm gonna say 70. I'm still gonna give it. I think there's gonna be some holdouts in there, and I think I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna be 70.
Nope.
Probably like 56, but throw it down there, Bill and Ted. No,
I was thinking about trying to do a Sight Beyond site.
Sight Beyond site.
Score is 40%.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's short. It doesn't run well on PC, and it has no combat. So for most people, that is going to be a no anyway.
Yeah. By the way, I am available to do the soundtrack for the Doom walking simulator.
That would be incredible. All right.
I don't have enough bass drums. Bring me another one. We're going to double it. Everything's on triplets. Shred.
Every step, you feel it.
Yes.
So next up is Blasphemous 2. It's the sequel to the Metroidvania Blasphemous that has a very visceral looking art style, high gothic in many ways, right?
I do believe it kind of had a little bit, maybe not the greatest, but little bit of critical acclaim.
Yeah, people really liked the first one.
To that.
I never played it and have been meaning to play it ever since it came out. And I think it's one of those situations where even if the second one does well, I'm probably still going to go play the first one first. But
I think you finished Sense8 first.
Yeah, no, I'm so behind on too many things.
I'm going 88. I see we got a couple of scores here. 78, 87. I got an 88. Of
course, we know we have an 86.
I have an 86.
I'm going to be sad when this breaks one day.
82.
Score is 84.
All right. I said shoot around their nose. Not of it. You got that. Well, bounced all around it there. 84. Not bad. Okay.
Got two blurbs for you. GG Recon says, through all the beauty and bloodshed, Blasphemous 2 is a game that demonstrates why the pixel style endures and should be recognized as one of the best looking games of the year. As you find yourself entrenched in its eerie environs, you will undoubtedly find it hard to put down. Which was a sentiment that I found very often through the higher rated reviews. It looks gorgeous, it's hard to put down once you get started. PlayStation Lifestyle, though, said Blasphemous 2 is more ambitious than its predecessor, with its fleshed-out swordplay and cleaner dedication to the search action genre. Search action genre being Metroidvania, where you have to go search for stuff. I don't know why they said it that way. We don't call it that anymore. Oh well, I guess. While these
viewers,
right. While these additions give Blasphemous 2 more of an identity, they also give it more room to stumble. Dead Deeper combat is sticky and held back by its dedication to being adjacent to the Souls-like genre. Narrative tries to broaden the game's world, but suffers because of its lack of a solid recap and over-reliance on cryptic storytelling. It's an artistically sublime world, but seemingly pays penitence with its uneven gameplay.
Okay. That leads me to believe I'm going to go to 79.
Okay.
After that, yeah. After hearing those. I think that will be a fair score.
What do you think, chat?
It'll still be a fair shot there for sure.
72?
Might have dropped off that much. Wouldn't be the first game to do that.
Score is 95%.
So they wholeheartedly recommend this game.
Yeah. Even if they think it's a little sticky and the narrative suffers, they still recommended it.
Play it! All right, fine.
I have one more review for you tonight, which is Immortals of Avium, or Avium. It's the game everybody's been looking forward to, I know.
I'm not reviewing it. All right.
So, for anybody... go ahead.
This sounds like a mobile phone game.
It does. It is a single-player, first-person magic shooter. Tells the story of Jack as he joins... Not that Jack. As he joins an elite order of battle mages to save a world on the edge of abyss.
I was thinking Jack Burton, so if it was that Jack, I'd have played it.
Right?
I
just want to mention, because this might affect scores.
Okay.
Your class is Battle Mage. You're fighting the Ever War. That's what they decided to call the conflict, the Ever War. All one word.
Time War was taken.
Right.
I'm going to go back to my first score that I gave. I'm going to go 76.
Okay.
We'll see how that turns out.
Oh, I have terrible news for you.
What?
They revoked the score. It was up there earlier.
It is nowhere near April Fool's Day.
Yeah, right. Oh, there it is. Okay. I refreshed the page. Hey. Something broke because it had a -1 percentile and the score was gone. Then I refreshed it again and the score was back. Oh no, what just happened on their back end? All right, what did you say your score was? I'm sorry.
76.
Okay. I have never seen that happen before.
Can't say that anymore.
Yeah. -1 percentile for there. How does that even happen? That means it rolls back around, right? It's
yeah.
The score is 74.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Fine. 74. That's what they want to give it. That's what they want to give it.
I have two more for you, review-wise blurbs, and then we're done with reviews for the night. PlayStation Lifestyle says, even with inconsistent visuals, Immortals of Avium is an enrapturing experience. Its combat gives players a stunning amount of choices and emboldens them to become the ultimate murderous Magus. I think they meant Magus, but they said Magnus, like Magnus Carlsen. The narrative doesn't give into the most bland fantasy cliches either, and instead tells a well-constructed tale with flawed characters that are given the space to grow. It's a magical first effort from Ascendant that has set the stage to grow into a spellbinding series. That's too many. Can't know.
You're a viewer. You're not marketing the game.
Right.
Okay.
Stop it. However, Eurogamer said Immortals of Avium is a conjunction of excellent ideas from its narrative with hints of humor, which amuses and moves in the final stretch through a gameplay with good mechanics and a huge abundance of playable options. A bit slow in developments in the initial phase, but that accelerates to a positivity of final events that captivated me. Were it not for this final acceleration in which it highlights what is good here, we would be facing a work with only a few good ideas. It was about 16 hours of gameplay, including explorations beyond the main narrative. Perhaps a sequel can finally tap into its full potential.
Perhaps. Okay. Are you? Those reviews seem kind of strange to me.
Yeah.
The first one, it seemed like he thought like the next thing he was going to write was, finishing off a Brandon Sanderson series or something.
Right.
And then that one, I don't know. Is he trying to get a job there?
I think so. I can give you a bonus blurb because I teetered onto which of the second blurbs to read.
Okay. Give us one more.
Hardcore Gamer says, less a case of biting off more than it can chew. Immortals of Avium instead serves up a mixed bag of notable creativity dragged down by issues both narrative and technical alike.
All right. I'm gonna stay with 76 then.
Okay. Your mouse says 89. Base says 79.
Well, we shall see.
Mark says 70. Score is 59%, and it's negative on Steam. People don't seem to like it. So all that stuff about it being stunning and enrapturing, and it had did story in an incredible way that nobody's seen before. That might be true, but the actual gameplay does not seem to be all that great.
You know what? Like seriously, what comes to mind? This is in the exact same category. Just the name of it and everything. I automatically think of Lords of the Fallen.
Yep, 100%. Cool world.
What a cool world. What a cool looking game. Oh, all right.
I have to play it now.
Yeah. I don't know.
I agree. That moves us into announcement. So they lied. Ramos, if there's one thing I've learned about OpenCritic, it's that reviewers will give a golden blurb about a game, talking about how great it is, and then they won't recommend it. Because statistically, they can't have for it to have the score that it has. So, yeah, they lied.
Yeah.
Speaking about lies, let's talk about Metal Gear Solid. Lots of characters that lie in that series. And Konami said they were going to bring it back 10 years ago for full collections where people will be able to play it on current consoles then, and they lied. But they're finally making it right. They're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Playable on current consoles. And they, because of Backlash, which is weird because I don't think I've ever seen Konami actually make a change because of Backlash, they're adding PS4 support.
Yeah.
So it was going to have 360 and Series X and S support, right?
Yeah.
And it was going to have PS5 and Switch support, but it wasn't going to have PS4 support. I don't know why. Konami is not the kind of company that would tell us the reason for that strange decision. But
no.
Either way, now it's coming to PS4.
They just hadn't built the emulator to work with it yet.
Right.
I realized it would actually be a lot easier than they thought it was.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. You just don't care. There's what? One. I think it goes back to the original one. Yeah, that you can now play I think that you can play on Xbox S anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old 2D. Up above. Other good stuff.
And pulling up the contents of the package. It has everything in it that I think it does.
Well, there's a couple of different ones.
Right.
So I think one of them's like maybe has been sitting out there for a while, but maybe it's not like a it's not making the news. This one did. I don't know.
Right. Well, this is Volume 1, Dark. Specifically, it's Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Theoretically, Volume 2 will have 4 and 5 in it as well as Zero, I would assume. But we shall see, I suppose. It has 1, 2, 3 for the solid trilogy, or twin-trilogy, because there's 5 of them. Oh, why I said trilogy. And then Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. Got those. But it's also going to be 720p on all consoles. And there were some people really mad about that. And it's like, you understand that, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 didn't run, it ran at like 144p, right? Like, not that big of a deal. The Switch version is going to be capped at 30 frames. Everything else is going to be 60.
Okay.
You know.
Well, so I'm sure some people have something to say about that.
Yeah.
But the Switch is the Switch.
It can't handle it. The Switch is having to offload a bunch of work just to be able to run most of the games that get ported over there.
Right.
So after that, we got an announcement today that the Game Awards coming back, as we knew they would, but we got a date for them.
Nobody's asked me.
It's December 7th.
Okay.
December 7th, which is a Thursday. Be doing the Game Awards. Probably be another 3 hours of not giving away all the rewards that they were going to give out during the show and giving a bunch away on the website. But there'll also be a bunch of cool stuff announced. So.
Yeah. About how I feel.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. Do that. Remember the 7th of December.
Yeah.
Game Awards, bullcrap and stuff.
We'll have a deeper discussion about it, I guess, when they reveal the nominees, because then we'll get to talk about what they even let run for Game of the Year.
Yeah. And how they're dividing it up.
Yeah.
I think I'm more interested in what they put in categories than the full thing. We'll probably watch it again though.
It's always fun to riff on.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some cool moments from last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Some interesting things happened.
Yeah, the internet still hasn't gotten over that final couple moments with that situation that probably shouldn't have happened, but I see that kid in memes all the time now, so.
Well, as far as voice acting goes, that's got to be a pretty big high spot as far like video game voice acting.
Yeah.
Because I think last year that got like, that's like the most chatter, whatever word you want to use for it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was picked up in other stuff about voice acting, you know, since like, I don't know, like Critical Role came along. It's like, hey, you've heard these people before in this game, you know.
Well, and they let Christopher Judge talk for 20 minutes. And I wasn't complaining. I was legitimately enjoying his speech. But, like, you're right. They give credit to the voice actors in a way that a lot of other shows would not, right?
And I totally agree with that. Game of the Year should be done in January. Yeah. Yep.
Something always gets missed.
Yeah.
But speaking of missing, Cyberpunk 2077 just announced their first major DLC, Phantom Liberty.
Wait, what? Phantom Liberty, huh?
Yep. Coming the 26th of September. Very soon. It's going to have some pretty big changes, even for the base game. And what they are saying is, this is the game we wanted to give you when it first came out.
Okay.
And sure, I bet it is, but that doesn't change the fact that you released a game that
you didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work. There were a lot of problems with it, so they do. That's true. I'll never forget how they wanted Untitled Goose Game to win that award, and Gris won it instead. So they had Untitled Goose Game present the award to Gris.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, like any award show, just reality TV.
Yeah, it is
scripted.
No Man's Sky moment. Yeah, it's literally that. They're trying to make it right now. Except No Man's Sky put all those updates for free. They kept putting out updates for years until they had finally made it the game they promised to make it. And this is a full-priced expansion. You'll see. But people that really love this game, at least you'll finally be able to get the version you wanted originally.
Yes.
You know? I saw this and was like, oh, they're legitimately just saying this is the game we wanted to make. So what they're saying is we should have delayed the game so we can make the game we wanted to make. But
yeah.
Caveats here? What you got? What did I miss? They are adding some cool stuff, though, while Dark is typing that out, that I legitimately do think is really cool. What's that?
I think she may be talking to me. But we'll find out.
Could be. That's true. Endless dynamic missions are being added. So, paid for it includes... Yeah, it's got a brand new area for sure, and the free updates coming. That's very true. I didn't mean to insinuate the other. If I did, I do apologize.
No, it was your fault. I should have known better.
But I do still think that them saying this is the game we wish we'd been able to give you at first, when they're talking about the stuff that they added as well in the DLC.
Yeah,
it's like okay, well,
one, yeah, it's not like that line hasn't been used before.
Right.
With varying degrees of success.
Right. And I agree with it when a game was good and ran at launch but just had some problems, right?
Yeah.
When the game is bad at launch because it won't run, that's a little different.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that's true. No Man's Sky is still releasing free updates.
Yeah.
But
tomorrow.
Yeah, congratulations. Continues to only get better. I wish that I hadn't spent so much time with it when it was bad, which is that's unfortunately how that works, right? But no, I do think the endless mission thing, they're basically adding Skyrim's dynamic quests to it.
No, they're putting Preston Garvey in it. There's your mistake right there.
And I think that's a cool idea, right? To add that in for people that are still playing the game today. That's cool. I know that there is stuff they're adding to the paid version of it that they wanted and was in trailers for the original version of it, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But Dark is absolutely correct. There's still going to be a patch for everybody else.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it released in a really bad state after 8 years of development, and that's really hard for me to let go, even though I know a lot of people really loved it still. And so I'm glad for them they're getting the update to make it better. But after 8 years of development, not just to launch in a bad state, not just to launch buggy, but to launch with stuff that was legitimately causing people pain because of that scanning scene where it was showing bars that were designed to check for seizures and it was causing seizures. You know.
What morons.
Like that, for me, that's pretty hard to come back from.
Yeah. Think.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't, Dark, because that...
yeah. No joke.
I wish I could tell you that our last announcement was going to be a little bit more peppy, happy, fun times. When I added to the docket, it was more peppy, happy, fun time. But Little Nightmares 3 got announced today.
Yeah.
And I was watching the trailer and I was like, man, I don't see the Tarsus logo. Yeah, people attacked her and tried to give her more seizures by sending her clips of that thing. Yeah, it was a problem. And the devs had to step out and say, like, no, what are you doing? Stop it, you know? But anyway, I was watching the trailer for this and I didn't see the Tarsus logo on it. And I was like, man, that's weird. Tarsus made Little Nightmares 1, Little Nightmares 2, you know?
Yeah.
Then I did a little bit of digging, which unfortunately you had to sit through my complete silence while I was doing earlier, right before the show. It might have been better for you, actually. You might have enjoyed that moment. But
do the story and let it go, Trey.
Supermassive is making this one instead, and that's because Tarsus got sold from Bandai to Embracer Group.
They have everything.
And so now Bandai is just having Supermassive make it instead. So it's not the original dev team. It's a completely different dev team, just using the IP.
I don't know.
So I'm tentative now.
Those are their own special little games. I mean, they're pretty basic what you do in them, you know, but they're really cool aesthetic. I'm excited about it. You know, I still want it to be good. I've got the first two. Still want it to be good. But yeah, that is unfortunate.
And I think if you go back and watch its trailer versus 2's trailer, or even 1's trailer, you definitely can feel a difference in my mind of like the atmosphere. It still looks really interesting, but it's not the same atmosphere that the first 2 trailers had, or the first 2 games had, you know?
That stinks.
But
great. Finally, we get 2 great games. We get 2 Lord of the Rings games.
Yep.
And now they're going to give us The Hobbit.
Yep. But it could be that they just cut the trailer poorly, right? It could just be a bad representation of the game. So hopefully when it comes out, we know. But I would say maybe be tentative about this one. Maybe wait for reviews before you pick this one up. I agree with Remus. I hope they respect the vision because that's such a cool, unique, special thing.
Yeah.
That leads to news.
Okay.
Talking about cool, special things. Slime Rancher, not Monster Rancher, though I think it would be great as well for this. Slime Rancher is getting a movie?
Look, they all need to get that writer's strike fixed.
Yeah. Slime Rancher is really cute. I don't know what kind of... Yeah, I don't know how they're going to make it into a movie. The story's basically non-existent.
Try.
But it's very cute. I like the art style a lot. So maybe if they try to make it an animated movie? I hope they don't try to make it live action with CG.
I don't know. Maybe they feel bad about Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and they want to get little people back into the movies. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Now make sure you get the right movie.
Well, the plot of the game is that the farmer has moved away, kind of like Stardew Valley, right? Moved away from the hustle and bustle, and is trying to start it over again and get away from everything, and interacts with some interesting characters, but only really through letters. So I don't know how that would translate, but I guess we'll see. I figure I'll watch it. Just, you know, see how it goes. I don't think it's going to be good, but yeah, you sell poop. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. If I could get away with it, if anybody wanted it, I would give it a shot.
I know without a doubt there are some chimps that would love to throw it. I just got to somehow get them to have money to be able to pay me for it.
Look, you need ammo, I have ammo.
So, speaking of ammo, people are a little up in arms about this one, and I don't blame them. There is a new Atelier game that's been announced.
All right.
But it's gotcha. So, the Atelier series is known to have spin-offs, right? Thank you. There have been a lot of spin-offs in the Atelier series. These are the Alchemist games where you work through the story while you have a deadline that you have to be able to prove your skills as an alchemist, and so you have to level up not just as an alchemist, but also gather the materials with your JRPG party to be able to fight stronger stuff to get the materials you need, right?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, they decided that the 10th mainline game they're not making a gacha for an offshoot like they have before. The 10th mainline game is going to be a gacha game.
Hey, You got a phone, don't you?
Yeah. It's that, right? It is that exactly.
Yeah, too little, too late. No, terrible idea. Yeah, you're gonna have some people out there, but it's not. That's not. No.
Well, and they're going to make you pay for material storage for sure. In the regular games, you can upgrade it with stuff in game,
Right.
but they're going to make you pay money to upgrade it. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it'll all be microtransactions. Do that. And there's some games I am kind of forgiving about that. I am forgiving like Lotro.
Yeah.
Forgiving about that. You get a massive game.
Yeah.
Without having to spend any money.
You get a massive game for free. You don't have to spend money to get a chance to get the thing you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really don't feel it works out to pay to win or anything like that.
I didn't even think about that. They are going to use the deadline. I bet you're right, Remus. I bet the deadline's still going to be in the game because it's a mainline game.
Yeah.
And when you hit the deadline, that probably comes way earlier than normal, they're going to give you an option to pay to get out of it.
Man, that's I don't want to wish ill on anybody, but it just seems like this is one of those things where, like, here in a few weeks, you come back with a story. It's like, hey, that backfired.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. The Atelier fan base didn't buy it. They completely denounced it. Yeah. It's wasted potential. It is, because those games are good. I've been talking for a while about how I want to get into the series because I've only played one and only played it for like 40 minutes. But it was legitimately really fun, and I was just really nervous about getting into another 9-game-long series. But then, hey, here's this one, and now that kind of solves the problem for me. Gust, I don't have to buy the rest of your games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I get invested for something that's just going to let me down, and I know it's going to let me down at the end?
Right.
Now, this next bit of news is weird. People are dumb.
All right, next piece of news.
Well, let's talk about Starfield preloading. For some reason, versus Baldur's Gate 3 preloading.
That's the two big hot. Those are the two new hotness.
So
those are clicks and tags.
Yeah. You know how we got through the console wars, and people said we were done with them, and we're not. We never have been done with them. We probably never will be done with them.
We are pattern recognizing species, tribalistic to our detriment. Yeah, no. If you take any group of people, put them in a room, and like have two choices,
yeah,
you're gonna have some argument, right?
Yeah.
No.
So,
still,
2 days ago,
yeah,
Starfield announced that they had gone gold, and that preloading on Xbox would begin tomorrow, and would begin on August 30th on Steam. Right? That's very true, Dark. That's a good preload. Right? You can preload it way earlier than you can most games anyway, so that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Larian put out, within a couple hours, wasn't a fight. They weren't trying to start a fight. They were just announcing their preload for console versions of Baldur's Gate 3 that you would be able to preload it August 31st.
Okay.
I'm going to read this verbatim for you. And I do want to point out, I'm not trying to witch hunt this person. I'm not going to say anything about their profile or their username or anything, but they did buy Twitter Blue. It's
X.
Yeah, sorry, they bought X Blue. Yeah.
I get us sued.
They said, it seems Starfield is more ready than Baldur's Gate 3 on PS5. You can already preload Starfield on Xbox, while you have to wait till August 31st to preload Baldur's Gate 3 on PS5, both having the same release date. Baldur's Gate 3 PS5 version having trouble? It seems so. Hashtag Starfield, hashtag Baldur's Gate 3.
No. That's a scam.
Yeah.
Preloading the game. Wow. Take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like in like 3 minutes in an Etch-a-Sketch, I can prove it to you. That's a dumb thing. It's like digital pre-orders. I don't.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I agree with you, Dark. That's why it's dumb. It's still a console war thing. Because they specifically talk about how Starfield's on Xbox and Baldur's Gate 3's on PS5. But Baldur's Gate 3's also on Xbox on the same day.
Right.
However, they were responded to by one of the head devs over at Larian that makes Baldur's Gate 3 that says, we want people to have the latest patches because that seems like the consumer-friendly thing to do. It's not very complicated.
No. And look. That's kind of a clever... You still take a shot at Bethesda with it.
Yeah, they do. But I also think it's a different situation, right? Starfield's not out right now getting patched.
Yeah, and also, these are obviously these games are to be compared.
Oh, yeah.
These are ones we're going to talk about. These are ones we're going to click. They're not even remotely the same thing. The same type of game,
Yeah.
I play what you do.
So dumb. And this started a fight on Twitter. X, I'm sorry. This started a fight on X. Of people being like, yeah, but Starfield's still going to be better. And it's like...
I'm sorry. I just...
It's the kid cry.
Fight
on X, yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, I understand.
A little bit.
Even some devs were getting involved in it and being like, well, yeah, Starfield is a very different game than Baldur's Gate, so of course it's going to be better. And it's like, you could have just said Starfield's a very different game, so it's not really fair to compare the two of them, Like, I also think that, like, the idea of, hey, our game's not out yet, so we can let you preload early because we can also still push a patch while it's preloading. Versus Baldur's Gate, our game's out right now. Before August 31st, we might need to push out another patch. It's cheaper for us, that's not Bethesda, to wait to do the preload till after we've added the patch. The problem's so simple. What is wrong with people?
We're gonna get so demonetized for talking about this.
Yeah.
Preload. What?
Yep. But I do have some good news for you.
All right.
Which is Microsoft is still moving forward with their acquisition, right?
Yeah.
And so they're making deals now.
Making the deals.
The biggest pushback they've had on their purchase of Activision Blizzard now is Ubisoft that is attempting to counter it and say, hey, but that'll give you exclusive streaming rights through your streaming service. So Microsoft, instead of going to another court battle on this, just offered Ubisoft Plus the streaming rights.
That's it. Look. That of all the crap, I'm not saying that's cool or what they're doing is good or anything, but that is a little bit baller right there.
Yeah, just like, look.
Refine, you take them.
The number of people that stream Call of Duty to their console instead of downloading it is so much smaller of a user base.
Yeah.
Microsoft doesn't need that, so they just, you got it. You can do it.
Man, I don't know if I want to play it like any kind of PvP.
No, never.
My Lord's retired. Look, just take it then, all right?
Yeah. And so then Ubisoft backed out of their complaints and put out a big post about how, they're excited they're going to be carrying the rights to stream Call of Duty, Microsoft just basically they're making a little bit of kickback, I'm sure, but they basically just gave Ubisoft the rights to stream Call of Duty and stuff like that to consoles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Ubisoft was trying to stop them from buying Activision Blizzard. They were the next one in line. I think it's really funny that it's pretty much exactly that, of Microsoft being like, it's not worth it. We're not fighting this one. Take it. Which, again, before anybody's like, oh, Trey, I didn't realize you were pro-monopoly. My goal in all this is for Microsoft to take over Blizzard and fix it. That's my goal. To fix it. Make it a place where people can safely work. That's all I ask. So, any company has the right to attempt to make it a problem in court if they have any perceived slight of monopoly, right? If Ubisoft is able to say, hey, we have a streaming service, and you didn't make a deal with us when you're buying Call of Duty to be able to let us use it on our streaming service, so you must be intending just to keep it to yourself. When Microsoft didn't say anything like that, but it's enough that Ubisoft was able to go, hey, we're going to take you to court on this one because clearly you're intending to exclude us. Yeah, they do. It's Ubisoft Plus is what they call it. Ubisoft Plus multi-access.
Okay. So let me ask. Okay, just for the try to get it straight. Let me ask this, and please feel free to throw in your answer. Do you think if Microsoft gets Activision, they will have over 50% of control over gaming in the United States?
I don't think so.
Do you think it would be 50%?
I don't think so, because Halo's dead, Gears of War's dead. They'll have Call of Duty and WoW, and that's all they get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, Destiny's not as big as people make it out to be. StarCraft's dead. Hearthstone's dead.
If you don't think that Microsoft's going to have over 50% of the gaming market in the United States, that's the definition of a monopoly.
Right? Yeah.
And look, it gets...
Yeah, it gets squirrely.
Yeah.
Like that's why this is even allowed to happen, is because it gets squirrely.
If I get into, like, BlackRock and Vanguard and some of the other things, people own that. Yeah, see, it's not so that the whole idea of blocking it for monopoly, as far as the law goes, as my layman brain would put together the basics of what that said. I don't have a Black's Law dictionary or anything, but it seems like it wouldn't be.
Right.
Or it doesn't seem like it. If they show me the numbers and it was like, yes, it was, like, oh, okay, then that will be a monopoly. They can't do that.
And if Ubisoft had pushed it and Microsoft had gone to court with them, Microsoft most likely would have won. Because Ubisoft is not the only streaming service. Amazon Luna still exists. It's terrible. It sucks, but it still exists, right?
Yeah.
And Microsoft has ample probability there to say, well, we were going to offer it to them. Why wouldn't we offer it to you?
Yeah.
But it really feels like they just didn't want to deal with it. Let's play say the same open world games. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Chat is rocking right now. I'm enjoying your commentary, reading the comments over here.
Also, Sony's still going to get to stream it to their consoles using their PS Now streaming service. That's part of the agreement that's already made. So Ubisoft really didn't have a lot of ground to stand on here, but who knows how long it would have drug it out?
Yeah. Yes.
It's probably worth it for Microsoft to just go, yeah, no, fine. You can have the PC streaming rights.
Yeah.
Ubisoft did put out a statement that said, we're dedicated to delivering amazing experiences to our players wherever they choose to play. Like, are you?
Have you heard about Uplay? Go away.
Yeah. Since you mentioned Uplay, I have to read this other addendum that they added when they were asked for comment on it. They said, over the past 15 years, we've built and honed our online services and distribution ecosystem into one of the most complete in the industry. Today's deal gives players even more opportunities to access and enjoy some of the biggest brands in gaming. Uplay was not the best ecosystem for anything.
No. And yeah.
That's
But no,
very true, Remus.
Honestly, I think the reason Ubisoft can hold the name it's got now in some ways is Microsoft's fault.
Yeah.
They wrapped it up into their Game Pass.
Yeah.
You know, they play and you get the Ubisoft one with it. It was all under one price. I don't know that it would still be a thing without that.
Yeah.
I'm still not saying it's great.
Oh no, it still sucks.
I'm not just, kissing Microsoft's butt either. It's just that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, to wrap all this up tonight with news, we have one last news story. And it's sad, but also it was bound to happen at some point. We talked a little while ago about how Charles Martinet was stepping back from a lot of his voice acting roles.
Now he's sick, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got a problem with his throat. We don't know for sure because his family hasn't said, and he hasn't said publicly if it's throat cancer or anything like that. But he's got something wrong with his throat, and he just can't do the Mario voice anymore. So he was stepping back before from most of his other roles, but he was still doing Mario. Now he's retiring from Mario as well.
That's fine. That's fine. He has left his mark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gaming history cannot forget him.
He's been the voice of Super Mario since Super Mario 64,
Yeah. No, there was something, it was like an add-on that Ubisoft was.
Yeah, Ubisoft Play.
You could, and like you could get it with like Game Pass Ultimate or whatever. You get it in EA Play.
I thought it was really cool that so Nintendo put out a special statement because they really like this man.
Also, I will say this: the corporate setup is so completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would. That's not how they would do it.
They love him so much that they made him a Mario ambassador. They made him a role in the company called Mario Ambassador, and they are now paying for him to travel the world and talk about his job being Mario for all these years.
Awesome. And see that right there. It's like, I can't do more. Can you, we will find you a job.
Yeah.
Company. Oh, okay. What can you do? Let's figure it out. All right. Let's make this position. Yes. That's what I was talking about. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like Disney's like, oh, now you're quitting, huh?
Right.
Been longer, they just kicked him out of the door, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me at all. I think it's really cool.
They're going to be making a special video message that will have both Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles Martinet himself in it together, giving a public farewell to Charles Martinet as the voice of Mario. And my guess is they'll either announce then that they're going to be hiring for somebody from Mario, or they've already chosen. And in the weeks to come, we'll have a reveal for who the new Mario is going to
be. Yeah. No, yes, Nintendo's going to act like a company, like a Japanese company. They are using art of war tactics in their business.
People are loyal to that company.
Sun Tzu tactics in their business. But in Japan, I think if you actually count it, there's only going to be like 5, I think, maybe, or 7 maybe, actual corporations. Every business open through that. No, it's not.
Don't do that to me, Remus.
That's just rude, man. They is owned by one of those corporations, and that is not an uncommon thing. It's like you were on like an assembly line, and you got hurt, you got your arm hurt or something, your shoulder. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll have you out here watching cameras.
Right.
You know, out there, you'll have that job there. They're gonna make sure you have a job. It's a completely different mindset.
Yeah. I was reminded when all this was posted on Twitter, on X, I was reminded of the the time when they made Charles Martinet stop voicing Wario and Waluigi because they had different people they wanted to be Wario and Waluigi. And the comment that he made then was, at some point they will take Luigi from me too, but I will always be Mario.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely right, you know.
There is now look, there's many things I admire about that. There's many things I admire about that system. As far as competition goes, it seems like it could be like that is like cutthroat.
Right.
Sure. And I do think of all the things in it, that aspect of it, and you got to remember, it requires not only the company, but the citizens, the people, their mindset's got to be, you know, that coming in.
That's right.
You know, not
loyalty
not
as
that,
well.
Yeah, they're going to have that as well. But yeah, that it is. It would be a wonderful thing if that was the way it was here. Like I said, you've only got 5 companies that really run the country. 5 families.
All right. Ready to kick it over to your corner?
Yes.
Do it.
I am. All right. I always usually start this out with a happy birthday. And today's birthday, it is Dua Lipa's birthday today. Yeah. Which is not the Latin word for mouth. New singer. But so happy birthday to her. I'm sure you know that she's not watching right now.
Right. Busy person.
Probably very busy. I'm sure she'll be catching up later on. So happy birthday to you. Because I absolutely convinced that she gives a crap what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, my gen is.
Yeah, but see, that started. That's true, right? But that started because people in generations before, especially the one before mine, right? And I look, if you want me to talk up Gen X, I will. But there was some loyalty to the company and everything. The companies weren't loyal back,
right?
You know, I'm not a big fan of unions. But when you find out why they came about, we had to have unions.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get way off in the weeds here.
Just throw this out here, because I do agree. My generation, I gave a company 10 years of my life, and what they left me with was 6 months of pay and the promise that if they found out I worked at any company that was one of their competitors, they would sue me, and I would have to pay that 6 months of pay back. After 10 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, please continue.
Yes. On that. Yeah, you're right. The company don't care. That's it. Who's that? I got some stories. I got a news story for tonight. So, this story comes out of Baghdad. And it's about a plane, an airplane that was going. I think it was from Baghdad to Dubai. I might have that backwards.
Okay,
do that anyway. But Dubai is it's kind of in the news about it. It's a very unique city. It's one of those like don't go there and try to be American.
Yeah.
That's not Dubai, but it would be a wonderful place to go see.
Right.
It'd be marvel to go see, whatever. But they had a play. There's a Iraqi Airways, what do they call it? The carrier.
Okay.
Owns a planes and flies through that. And let you know that they have said it's not their fault.
Of course they have.
Okay.
Of course they have.
But what has happened is the Iraq's prime minister has ordered an investigation. Okay. Because a flight got delayed. There should not be non-compete clauses.
Yeah.
And especially not in Texas. It's a work at will state.
Yeah.
But most companies are going to go by California law. So basically, so yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The Dubai's its own place, man. And like that's what I say. Don't go there trying to be American.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work out.
Follows its rules.
Yeah, do that. But so there was one of the planes got delayed. It's causing a very big problem. The reason why, though, and the passengers were furious. The reason why it got delayed and they had to stop the plane, which I don't know, maybe people thinking it's silly or something, but apparently a bear got out of its crate. That they were carrying on the plane. And I guess people didn't want to be in a small metal tube 30,000 feet in the air with the bear loose.
No.
So they had to get people there. And like I said, Iraqi Airways is like, this is the bear's escape's not ours. And they're working. The United Arab Emirates, which is the UAE, is working. They're trying to get this figured out. Because they had to call in, they dispatched specialists to sedate the animal.
Yeah.
And remove it from the plane through there. And I don't think we put up a video, but there is a video on YouTube. And the video's title is Bear Being Transported on Iraqi Airways, Fight to Escape, right? Which apparently can be on YouTube. And I'm going to get us in trouble again. They open the thing, the bear's in there. The guy tries to shut it, and the bear tries to come out. You see a hand slap the bear's nose, and it backs back in there, and they shut the door again. The bear did not get punched. I don't know how this is going to play.
We'll find out. I don't know why that was such a problem for YouTube, but we'll find out.
The bear did not get punched. There's no reports of injuries.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
Roll 34. I do want to put out that, I am not in any way blaming Iraq or the United Emirates or Iraqi Airways who says it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Through that. Now, I need to put this little factoid in there. Dubai International Airport is the world's busiest airport.
That's not where a bear should be loose.
Now, look, I have been to a few different airports, and there's been a couple of them that, weren't that busy.
Right.
And there's been a few of them that were like, the planes are constantly leaving. This is busy. I can't imagine the world's busiest one of that. Apparently, and this was but from official who spoke on the condition of anonymity because he's not authorized to speak about the matter publicly.
Right, of course.
And would not name the animal's owner, did say that that on Sunday that the bear was being transported to Baghdad, to the Iraqi capital. And in Baghdad, keeping predatory type animals as pets is kind of like a thing among the wealthy there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be an ambassador.
No, I'm calling the police strike. Yeah. But now there is a movement like that. I don't think that's like something they want, and there's like a movement there. It's like, hey, it's like gets the citizens to help assist the authorities, and let them know about these animals so they don't get loose,
right?
Or end up, in a restaurant around town or something like that. But I don't know how well that's adhered to.
Right.
The people in the street might be like, look, I don't care.
That's a bear, man.
Keep it over there. I'm not worried about it. I'm not snitching on a bear. Look at that.
Oh,
anyway, we've had some some wild adventures with animals this year, and this is not the first time we've had a bear in the conversation,
or even human on bear violence.
right? Yeah. See, now you've done it. Now they're going to take the video down. Way to go, Terry.
All right.
But if you're ever on a plane, they I'm sure the film rights will be sold soon, and Samuel Jackson will be picking up his role again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You'll be tired of the bears on the plane.
On the runways.
Yes.
So,
Might be the bad bag to make a rug. I don't know.
oh, I got 3 options for chat.
Yes.
We got to vote.
All right.
You played Bendy.
Yep. Would recommend. I think it's a good game.
Let's
It's a solid game.
what your options are. Tonight, as always, chat, you know the rules. 2 minutes on the clock. Please say 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. Please do not say the name of the game so that we don't spoil it for Rundgren. If you're on YouTube, 1, 2, or 3 as well, or you can jump over to twitch.tv /TH3 full spectrum, and you can vote on the Twitch side of chat. Either one I'm counting, so please be honest and don't vote on both.
Right. Yeah, it did have it was definitely the same engine as Call of the Sea, and it's like they started out with the same basic palette,
Right.
and then just decided to paint differently. It's very interesting, very cool. All right.
Trying to call in those votes, huh?
You're cheating. Don't be cheating.
No, you don't understand. My cousin really wants to see 2. I mean, I know he never talks in the chat, but he really wants to see 2. I don't have any cousins that watch this.
Fair enough.
Have a good one, Will. That's fair. Well, while the vote is finishing up, tomorrow you'll be playing whatever we're about to finish voting on.
Right.
Thursday, we'll be talking Kenya mythology.
Yes.
And Thursday night at midnight,
Slow down, Will.
we'll be doing Armored Core. And we
Alright.
might not stream Friday, or we might just stream more for Armored Core Friday. We're going to see how I feel Friday.
Look, you play Armored Core, okay?
I'm stoked for it. But the vote is done.
Okay.
You're going to be going back to Bendy.
Oh, am I? Okay.
It had an overwhelming majority of the votes.
Okay, fine. We'll go through that again. Or we'll go. We might be able to pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. There's the official.
Yeah, there it is. There's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
So now it's in even more of a landslide victory. Do you have any plugs, good sir?
Always give a shout out to that too. If you want to learn about animals, watch Casual Geographic at your own risk. Do that. I've enjoyed Y-Files and Mr. Ballin. If you want some guy to tell you a good story or some weird conspiracy stuff, I think that both of them are good.
Catch up to that.
Yeah. And they buy stock based on that too.
Yeah. Naka.
You did that on purpose, dark. All that. Yeah.
I just want to throw out Martial Arts Journey did a really good video on Jackie Chan's workouts from the various different Jackie Chan movies and how possible are they for people to do. Almost 2 minutes behind. We might need to extend the vote period by just a little bit longer to catch the YouTube crowd. And it's really funny watching that video and seeing him go through like the first couple exercises and be like, yeah, there's no problem. And then he gets to one, he's like, I have no idea how he did this. Oh. All right, though. But you'll be back tomorrow with Bendy, as we said. Everybody come watch Rundgren flail his hands around. That's all I know from that game, from what you said tonight. Like Call of the Sea. So, and get a weapon. So, a G...
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. It's got a name. Get, or something like that. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Okay. Until next time, then. I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life. To offer.